Welcome to What Valerie Makes. I'm Valerie, and today I'm going to be sharing all the things that I made in February. Before I get into the video, I just want to share what I'm wearing today. I am wearing my Nico top, and this was in my January Makes video. And yep, so I'm wearing that with my pink lander pants that I made last year, and I'm excited for spring because I'm excited to start wearing them again. So I paired it with my lander pants, and then this is just a cute thrifted vest that I found at Savers, and I thought it paired well with both of my items today. So I have it paired with this thrifted vest. All right, let's get started with the makes. So the first thing that I want to talk about is my Liesl & Co. Recital shirt. I made a size 12. I had this top cut out in months ago, to be honest with you, months ago. I also traced out the pattern in my size, the size 12, but then I also traced it out for my partner. Because he was really wanting like a ruffle collar button down top too. So I traced his top out, like I said, months ago. I did cut out I was like, I'm gonna batch sew these. So that was my plan. And so traced the pattern out, cut the fabrics for my partner and I's top. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna just do it. So I made his first because he was really itching for a top. And I was like, okay, I'll make yours first. So I made his, and I was really happy with the process. Like, I really liked making it. I was like, oh, the next time that I make this, I'll do a couple things differently, which was kind of funny because I already had my shirt cut out. But yeah, I was like, okay, and then I'm ready to sew up mine because they were different colors, so I needed like different thread. So I did all of his first, and then I was going to do all of mine. Well, also, just a tip, if you hear snoring, I do have my dog Miles here with me today. He just loves me so much, and he's sad when I lock him out of the room. So if you hear snoring, that's my dog Miles. You might have caught him in my last video at the end, but he's a 13-year-old pug and my best friend. So he's here. A little sleepy this morning, or this afternoon, I should say. So back to my shirt. I made my partner's right away. And then when I went to make mine, I was like, oh, I don't have the perfect thread, so I ordered it. So that kind of delayed it, but it came in, and I was like, this is great. And then I don't know why I didn't do it. I think I had like other projects in mind, and I like kind of skipped it. So then months went by, and I was like, I need to finish this top. And also the buttons that I used are Pigeon Wishes buttons, and I got those when my husband and I were vacationing in London. It was during the knitting and stitching show, which I was so excited to go to back in October. It was my birthday trip, and I kind of planned it around the knitting and stitching show. So I got a bunch of buttons from Pigeon Wishes and a fabric from them as well. But I had these buttons, and I was like, this would be perfect for this top that is just sitting in my projects bin. I would maybe shorten it just a tiny bit, which I already did. There are no like bust darts in it, but there are front seams. So you can get some like good shaping on the front seam. And I'm really proud with the finish. I did a lot of French seams. I finished this whole shirt in French seams, and I think it like really added to the make. I also hemmed it with bias binding, and this is the first time that I'd seen other people finish their tops and hems in general with bias binding, and I was like, I'm gonna try that. think it like came out really nice, and I'm going to be using that method going forward because I feel like I get like a more even hem this way, and it like presses nice, and I feel like it folds over like really nicely. So I did that. I did do one mess up, and I only noticed it as I was sewing it, but it's kind of hard to tell the right side and the wrong side of this fabric. And one of the cuffs I cut with the wrong side facing. But if you're not like looking like up close to it, you would never tell. But that is the one thing that I'm just like, because everything else like looks really nice. The collar I think came out really nice. If you have a fabric that you can't tell the right and wrong side, they just have you cut it out in like one strip and then hem it. But if I were to make this again, which I probably will, I'll just cut two, because the hem on the top, it just kind of makes it a little bit bulky. And with mine, I can't tell as much, but with my husband's, you can, and his is in a linen blend. It's starting to like, you can really see that hem on the collar. So I think like just going forward, and I've already made a note on the pattern piece that like it says to cut one if it's the same fabric, but I'm gonna cut two, whether it's the same on the front and back or not. So that's just like one adjustment that I was going to make on that pattern. All right. So that was the Liesl & Co. Recital top. And that was my first Liesl & Co. pattern. And I've heard really good things about it, specifically because they do like bust cup sizes, and I am an A cup, so I always have to do a small bust adjustment in like many of my patterns. So for them, they already had like they had an option for me that fit pretty well. I did take in a tiny bit, but like I said, they had like this front seam down the front. And also I think with this pattern too, I did the one with the just the one front seam, but they also have an option for a pleated top, like pleats down the front panel. So I think that that's a really cool option, and I want to try to do those tucks in the next one that I make. I love a ruffle collar though, so I was really excited to do that one. And yeah, I think that the instructions were really great. And I don't really have anything negative to say about the pattern or the instructions on my very first Liesl & Co. make. Okay, so the next thing that I made in February was another Nico top, but this time I made it in a sheer brown polka dot mesh fabric that I got at Joann. I bought a couple of the mesh fabrics from Joann, and it with a vision of making these sheer tops and blouses. So I really wanted like a turtleneck style for the brown fabric. And so I'll just use the Nico top, and I like the shirt. I think that I would maybe try something different if I were to make the turtleneck version in the mesh again, only because I think I want to do something a little bit, because with the collar you fold it down twice, so that one is it just, there's something about the neck that I don't particularly care for in this fabric. But I have been wearing it. I really like the look of a sheer top. I like to style it. I like to layer it with like different vests or different shirts underneath. I like to put stuff over top of it. So I'm really happy that it's in my wardrobe, and that's kind of those kinds of tops like really fit well into my wardrobe and my style. So I'm happy to have it. I would try a different pattern for that one next time. But with the Nico top, I just used my pattern traced out in a size, I think 12. Where are you? Yes. A size 12 I used. And I just did the shirt, long sleeves, no adjustments. Yeah. I did not yet I French seamed all the sides because I didn't want that. I know it's mesh, but I didn't want, like, if it started to like come undone, you know, you get the little like wispies. And I was like, well, if I can encase that as much as possible, I might as well. And this pattern is a pretty quick sew anyway, so just taking that extra time to like make sure like the seams hold up pretty well. And also because it's a stretch fabric and I wasn't sure about like how stretchy it would be, I wanted to secure the seams better. So I did French seam like the side seams, the underarm, the sleeves, and the just the arm side in general. I didn't do anything with the hem of the sleeves or the bottom because I was toying with the idea of doing like a cute like lettuce hem for the sleeves and the hem of the top. I still might do that, but in the moment I kind of just liked the way that it looked. But I do have that option, like going forward, I can always just do it. So that's kind of why I didn't do anything to the hem of the top. But also I don't need to because it's not going to fray or anything. But I do have a potential plan of doing like a lettuce hem around the sleeves and the bottom of the hem. So that might happen in the future. Miles, you need to not snore so loud or you got to get out. Okay? Okay, so the next things that I want to talk to you about are a batch sew that I did, and that is for the Hudson pants. Now these were in my plans for my Cozy January sets that I just like didn't get to. So I already wanted these and was like had a plan for these. So I batch sewed 3 pairs of Hudson pants in one day, and I was very excited that I actually like accomplished that. I had them all traced out and cut, but in like an afternoon and evening I sewed 3 pairs, and I was pretty proud of that. I put a little poll up on my Instagram like asking people if they thought that I could do it in one day, and most people had confidence. I got a bunch of yeses. So, but all 3 are not for me. I did make 2 for me and then 1 for my partner. And the one that I made for my partner, I also made for myself in the same fabric so we can match. Now for me, I make the size 16, and I also do the same size for my husband. But for mine, on True Bias's website, they have a tutorial on how to make the Hudson pants high rise. So I do that for my versions, and it's a really clear, straightforward tutorial, and I'll link it below in the description box. But if you are unsure about the Hudson pants because you like a higher rise, I love these sweatpants / joggers. They're joggers. Yeah, I really love them. I think that they are a wonderful, cozy pant to wear. The instructions are great. Yeah, I love them. Now, I make the size 16. They are, it's a size above what I probably would make. And maybe for my next pair, I might size down just because maybe just for a closer fit to like give me some options, because I like my joggers pretty baggy. And so maybe for my next pair, I'll try something a little different just to change it up a bit. So those are our Hudson pants. Now I will tell you about the fabric. So for the matching pair for my husband and I used a waffle knit from Minerva, and I'll link that fabric below. I'm pretty sure they still have it. I think it's part of their core range. So yeah, I'll link that fabric below. It was very nice to work with, and it's more like thermally feeling. So I have some of that fabric left, and was Miles, you gotta go. You gotta go. Come on. Okay, where was I? I had to kick my dog out because he's too loud. His snoring is too loud, and it was very distracting. So, the Hudson pants. So for my husband's pair, I just make the straight size 16, and that's it. I will say that next time I make him a pair, so this is the second pair I made him, and y'all, I just use, like, I know there's a male version of the Hudson pants, and I just use this pattern. It's fine. It makes no, to me, I'm not buying another jogger pattern I can just adjust this one too. No offense if you want to, go for it. It's just not, it's not going to be for me. It's not going to be for me. So I just use the woman's Hudson pant pattern. And I made the straight size 16 for him. And yeah, I will lengthen them a little bit per his request for the next pair that I make him. I think that they look great, but he says that he could use a little bit more length on his pair. So I said, okay, I can do that. And then for me, I have to shorten mine. I shorten mine like 1.5 inches, I believe. And yeah, I do the high waist adjustment, like I said. And I have a bunch of this like cording that I got bulk, and it frays so bad, but if you like snip it and tie it real quick, it's all good. So I just use that cording for all 3 pairs. And I got that from Wallwack. Yep, I love the instructions. You have to use the 2-inch wide elastic, which I really like. And then I like the top stitching that you do on it to really secure the waistband. Sometimes I feel like even if you do like the little side tacks, the waistband can get like a little twisty. But I like that you have to like top stitch the waistband into like on the pants. So I do that, leave the channel for the drawstring. I know a lot of people leave the drawstring out, and I've always just put it in. So I guess you can do either way. If you don't want to bother with the drawstring, don't put it in. If you like the look, like I do, put it in. So those were my Hudson pants. And then for my other pair that I made it as a set. And I wear this set so much. Like, I get home from work, I take off my work clothes, and I put on this set. And I could not be happier with it. It's so snuggly, it's so cozy, and I feel like really cute too when I wear it. But this is the combination of the Hudson pants with the Mile End sweatshirt. Now, I made one of these last month for my Cozy January set. But I, again, made the View B, and I did cute color blocking. And if you happen to watch my unboxing video, I talked about IC Fabrics in that video, and I had the 2 fabrics that I used for this set, and this is what I had visioned for that fabric. So I'm glad that I have that video, because my ideas for the fabric, when I saw it, it came out exactly how I wanted it to. So I was really happy with the outcome of that whole set in general. But that fabric again is the organic cotton waffle thermal, and I'll link that fabric below as well. And I could not recommend that fabric enough. It's the most cozy without being too hot, and that's some of my problem with cozy fabrics. I feel like specifically like fleece back stuff, if I'm making like a set, I'm like, I'm gonna be too hot in this, I'm gonna be too warm, and then I'm all sweaty, and I don't want that. So this is like the perfect cozy fabric for me, and I could not be happier with this set. Yep, but for the Mile End sweatshirt, I did the same thing that I did with my first one, made a size 8, and I did the color blocking. So I cut out the back, and let me grab it. I'm gonna grab it. So yeah, let's talk about the set a little bit, shall we? So I cut out the front piece in this ginger color, and also the front waistband. And then I did the cuffs in the ginger as well. And then I did the back yoke in the ginger. And then the other is the raisin, and I just cut the back piece and the back waistband and the neckline. And I also did the tie in that raisin color as well. And I really, really like this. I really like it. And then for my Hudson pants, I just did one leg of the ginger, one leg of the raisin, switched the cuffs, and then I did the waistband in the raisin. I had slightly more fabric for that color, so I used it for the waistband. I'm so happy with this. I couldn't recommend this enough. This fabric and both these patterns, if you just want to be comfortable and cozy and just live your best life. Hudson pants, Mile End sweatshirt, IC Fabrics, organic cotton thermal waffle fabric, and you are set, my friend. You are set. So yeah. And then I have one more thing I want to talk about that also is an IC Fabrics pattern and combo pack. So let me talk about that next. Okay, so when I was on IC Fabrics website looking at all their beautiful fabric, I also saw that they have a bag pattern. And the best part about this pattern and this whole setup is that they have a beautiful hardware and like fabric kit on their website where you can go and like choose the front fabric, choose your lining fabric, and then they provide you with this beautiful webbing, the clip, and the zipper. Now, I'm a green girl. Green is one of my favorite colors, and also this tone of green pretty much goes with most things in my wardrobe. So I went with the green, but it comes in a bunch of other colors, and I'll link this specific kit down in the description box below. So I got this, and I was excited, and I was like, oh, I'll just sew this up in a day. It's going to be great. And I did. The fabric is obviously beautiful, not a problem. I also like this pattern because it comes in 2 sizes. I made the large one because IC Fabrics does a lot of, they kind of cater to children's wear. I think I mentioned this in my unboxing video. A lot of their pictures on their website are of like small children. And they have cute pictures of like children in like the smaller version of the Sling bag. And I was like, well, is that too small if this really cute child's wearing it? So I made the large one, and I think I will go ahead and make a smaller one. I love the size of this, don't get me wrong, but I think having two sizes is in my collection of like bags would be beneficial. So I'm gonna make this again in the smaller size, and probably make more of these because I really like this style of bag. So yes, I will be making more of these Sling bags. The kit is fantastic. All the quality of all of the things in the kit, 10 out of 10. Chef's kiss. I will give one small, it's not small, it's a criticism. Their instructions for this bag are not great. And for somebody who relies on that a lot in their sewing, just because I know I've been doing this for a few years now, but I'm still relatively new to sewing. And instructions or reading instructions for me are pretty difficult anyway. Like, I much prefer a video, to watch a video and go off of that. That's why, this is not the only reason, but I love Friday Pattern Company patterns, because they have a wonderful YouTube channel where they do sew-alongs, and they're very clear. So I really rely on those videos. So if your instructions aren't great and you don't have a video to go along with it, it's a little hard for me. And the only part that was really challenging was the lining. Like that, and then there's a time when they don't tell you to like what size to cut your webbing. So there's like a couple things where like, I'm like, oh, maybe they'll tell me eventually. And but then you get to the end, and then I had to like snip off the webbing and reattach the clip because they never told you what to measure it at. And I read it so many times. But again, I'm not, that's hard for me. I had to unpick the lining twice, and then I kind of gave up on reading it and just like really inspected the pattern, and I was like, how do I do this? And like kind of figured it out on my own, which I'm kind of proud of. But I will say, I don't want that to not, like, I don't want that to discourage you from getting this kit and getting this pattern, because it's really cute and you can do it. You can get through it. But just as a little warning that like the lining might be a little bit difficult, and to maybe go ahead and look at a different video to help you get through it a little bit more. And I probably should have done that instead of unpick the lining twice. And another thing that I did not do that I would do in the future, reach out to them. Reach out to IC Fabrics, be like, or any pattern company. They want to help you. So I think next time too, when I'm struggling, I'll just reach out to them. Nothing is of importance that I need something done right away. And I think that's the mindset I have to get out of. Take your time. If you need more instructions, reach out to them. They will help you. So I'm saying that to you, but I'm also saying that to me. I'm going to do that next time. But yeah, those are all the things that I made in February. I kind of thought that I was going to make less things because it's such a short month and I had some stuff going on. But I'm pretty proud of all the stuff that I made. A lot of it was like pretty quick. So I think that's why I have the amount that I do. But yeah, I'm really happy with all of this stuff, and the only thing that I haven't worn to death already in the 1 month since I've made these things is my Recital shirt. Only because it's a specific piece of clothing that you don't normally wear every day, at least not for me. So it is for like a little bit more of a special occasion or a specific thing that you're like going out to dinner or whatever you're doing. So for me and my lifestyle, that's just, it's going to be more of a piece that I grab for a specific thing than like everyday wear, everyday use. So I will say that that is my least worn thing so far. And then my most worn would have to be my lounge set, or even this bag. I've been using this every day, so maybe this bag. Most used item. So that's it for everything that I made in February. And I guess like a little bit about my plans for the springtime. It is now March, and in Buffalo the weather is cuckoo in March. One day it can be beautiful and sunny, and then the next you get so much snow, like we did last night. We got like a few inches of snow after having some really nice days. So March is a little hard for me to like plan things that I'm gonna wear like soon. So I think that I really want to concentrate on using some of my scrap fabrics. So my sister's birthday was March 2nd, so I made her a gift, and I made her one of those patchwork like tote bags. I also want to make some book sleeves and some tablet sleeves, stuff with my scrap fabric, just trying to like get that out of my stash, make some room. And stuff like that is fun for me because I've been making clothes. So it's like fun to switch it up. So I think in March, I'm going to be doing a lot of not garment sewing, but things like using up my scrap fabrics and doing bags and book sleeves and scrunchies and just other things like that. If you have any suggestions about what I can use my scrap fabric for, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys make with your scrap fabrics. Let me know. I'd love to know. But yeah, and I think I'm going to make another one of these sling bags, and I've just got a lot of bag making on my agenda for March. I just wanted to say again, thank you guys so much for all of your kind comments on my videos. I'm new to YouTube, and you guys have been so sweet and so kind, and I don't know why I expected anything different, because the sewing community here is amazing, and I'm just so happy that I get to share this with you guys here on this channel. And yeah, again, you guys are the best. And if you're seeing this video for the first time and you like what you see, subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for being here, and until next time, bye.